Okay, so good morning all of you students. So today's class is for class 6 SST civics chapter, that is chapter number 2, diversity and discrimination. In the previous class also, that was the online live classes, we have discussed this chapter over there. At least first page or till second page we have completed, and a few points I have written on the board. It would be coming in front of you. That would be helpful for you for understanding the chapter also. So let us start from where we have completed in the live classes. We are starting from there only. So this is vlog number 1 for this. Maybe there would be a vlog number 2. No, I don't think so. So in this vlog only I will complete this chapter over here. Okay, so page 137 it is, chapter 2 civics, diversity and discrimination. You should open up your books to follow this chapter over there. And what you have to do, you have to start from the point of the topic that is in page number 137, that is creating stereotypes, because I think we have completed this point over here, that is what is prejudice, cause and its effect, types of prejudice. Till here these 3 points we have covered up, and we would be starting from this point, that is the 4th point, that is creating stereotypes. So over here we are going to start. Okay, let us start now. What is creating stereotypes? Stereotypes, I have told you, it is all about creating a narrative, set narrative for a person or a people or a group of people, set form of narrative to set up. Okay, that is stereotypes. How does it how it is created, or who does it create? All those things we are going to discuss over here. Okay, I am reading the paragraph over here. Society as a whole is responsible for the creation and continuation of stereotypes and prejudices. The exaggerated generalizations assumed about one particular social group leads to the portrayal of particular communities in negative light. Okay, so how a whole society is stereotyped? What happens when there is a certain person who is of different nature from its society? It creates a stereotype for the society. If you are thinking that one person is a bad person in that society, you would be thinking that the whole society over there, the natural environment over there, all the people living over there are all bad. This is the root cause which is taking place over here. Okay, we learn from the people around us why a particular community cannot be trusted. Certain times certain people tell you that you should not trust certain kind of people. You should not trust people from Dhanbad or some another region or some region. The people only, the different types of people only tell you and teach you like this. As children grow up listening to such prejudices and stereotype stories, watching films where particular groups are vilified, they too come to subscribe to these notions. The children also, when they are listening to these type of stereotypes or these type of notions, they also subscribe over here means they also feel that yes, it is correct and this stereotype is correct. This is how prejudice and stereotypes are propagated. This is how the prejudices and stereotypes are propagated or sent to the society, and the society understand like that only. Stereotyping and prejudices may cause lasting damages to individuals and communities. Stereotypes and prejudices may cause lasting damages to the society and the communities. Okay, and on the individual level also, it hurts the feelings of those mocked and insulted. It does not allow us to appreciate the differences and uniqueness of each individual and prevents us from realizing our full potential. Prejudices and stereotypes also lead to discrimination, creating conflicts within the society. So all the prejudices and stereotypes lead to the discrimination of the creations, and it creates conflicts among the people. Now the next topic, that is inequalities and discrimination. What are the inequalities and discrimination faced in the societies? Discrimination occurs when people begin to treat others unfairly due to prejudices. When you treat other people unfairly, not on a fair grounds, then it would be called as a prejudice. Okay, it would be called as a prejudice, that you are having a prejudice that you should not treat those type of people equally. It means treating people in a less favorable way because they are members of particular group. If you are not favoring those people because they are belonging to the different particular group, you are having a prejudice in that. Okay, they do not get the same benefits or status as others get. They are not allowed to participate in certain activities, or they are forced to live in specific areas of the cities. Poverty leads to discrimination as the rich people have easier access to good jobs and education. Okay, in South Africa, for many years, dark-skinned people were forced to live in certain areas and not allowed to access specific public places like clubs, swimming pools, and clinics. They had to obtain special permissions to enter the areas of the white-skinned people. That was the civil rights movement which was taking place over there in America, where the differences was on the blacks and the whites. Okay, so black people were discriminated from the white people at certain place. Now they are almost moving for equality, but there are certain inequalities still now. This type of discrimination is called racial discrimination. This type of discrimination on the basis of the color of the skin is known as a racial discrimination. India had a rigid caste system as well. India has a rigid caste system. Here a big caste system runs over here. It was largely as a result of political struggle of leaders like B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi that untouchability was banned in India, that the untouchables or the untouchability was banned in India because of B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi and all. Okay. B.R. Ambedkar strived for the socio-economic upliftment of the people belonging to the lower caste. Mahatma Gandhi said that the caste division needed to be eradicated to build a stronger and united nation. The caste system should be eradicated. Mahatma Gandhi said that if you want to build a strong nation, you have to eradicate or remove the caste system from India. India has witnessed communal riots due to the conflicts arising out of religious differences. This is called religious discrimination. India has seen a lot of communal riots or on the basis of the religious differences. Okay, this creates a religious discrimination in India also. Now the last page, that is page 138, striving for equality. So almost most of the people are striving for equality over here. Striving for equality means fighting for equality, that everybody should get equal rights and opportunities in our country. The struggle of independence from the oppressive British rule unified the Indians belonging to the different religions, caste and economic backgrounds. As they fought together for a common cause, once India gained independence, it was decided that the new constitution would be drafted which would enshrine the ideals of the freedom struggle and provide equality to all the citizens irrespective of caste, class, religion and gender. So what is over here, that once India got its independence, India decided to form a constitution or law over here on this land or this country, that each and every individual would be treated equally over here, and equal rights will be provided to, fundamental rights would be provided to each and every citizen of this country. This was the Indian Constitution which was built. The Indian Constitution came into effect on 26th of January 1950. It declared India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic country. And on 26th of January 1950, the Constitution came into existence, and it said that it would be which kind of a country, what India would be. India would be a sovereign. Sovereign means self-help. Socialist. Socialist means helping to the social people. Secular means for all the religions. Democratic means it would be having a democratic rule over here, not autocratic rule. And republic country. Republic means the government would be chosen by the people of India. It is said in the preamble of the Constitution that the government of India is determined to provide justice, equality and liberty to all the citizens without any form of discrimination. The Constitution of India only says that you would be not providing any kind of discrimination to the, you would not be showing any kind of discrimination to the social people or the people of India, but they would all be treated equally in the form of justice, equality and liberty. Now, abolition of inequality. Government of India has taken lots of steps to abolish the inequality prevailing in India. Let us read about it. Certain points over here given here. I have written over here also. Abolition of inequalities. Article 17, Reservation, Minimum Wages Act, Women Reservation, equality of all citizens under the Constitution. This was the basic points over here. Indian government has taken, I am reading the paragraph over here. Indian government has taken a number of steps to and enacted laws or to eradicate inequality from the country. So what are the laws or rules or the steps taken by the Indian government? There are 5 points mentioned over here. Through Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, untouchability was abolished. Article 17 abolishes, removes clearly the untouchability, law of abolition of untouchability in India. Number 2 point, reservation of seats in the educational institutions and government jobs for the scheduled tribes and scheduled castes was introduced to ensure equal access to education and job opportunities. Okay, so such a certain reservation was made for the educational seats and education purpose and for the job purpose also, that the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes would be given certain privileges and reservation for these type of seats. Number 3rd point, the Minimum Wages Act was passed to ensure that the people received proper wages for the services provided. Okay, Minimum Wages Act was introduced to the India that all the people would be paid at least a minimum wage for the services they provide, like a sweeper or a clerk or whatever they are working, they would be provided a minimum basic wage. Wage means salary over here, that this should be provided so that equality prevails in India. Okay. Number 4th point, a certain number of seats have been reserved for women at the local self-government level to ensure active participation of women in the political sphere from the grassroots level. So a certain number of seats have been reserved for women in the local self-government system, and it provides an opportunity and ensures the active participation of the women in the governmental field also, administration field also. Okay, number 5, in this way the women are also getting equal opportunities like the men. Number 5, Indian Constitution views all the citizens as equal before the law. Indian Constitution says that all the citizens of India are equal in front of the law. All the citizens are provided the same fundamental rights to ensure that no one is treated unfairly. Okay, so all the citizens are provided the same fundamental rights to ensure that no one is treated unfairly. Constitution gives equal rights to all the citizens of India so that no one is treated unfairly or no one is treated badly in front of the Constitution or the law. So that was the chapter. Here the chapter finishes over here somehow, and now what you have to do, you have to complete the exercise, and I think on 26th of July you will be getting your question papers and answer scripts. You can take it from the school by the help of your parents, can go and collect it, and then you should write down the answers for the second periodic test and submit it. Okay, so that is all for now. Thank you.